Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It's been a difficult, challenging week for everyone. My practice is people around the world, and it was very amazing to me to hear them be so heartbroken because they look so far up to us and that anything could possibly happen in our world. So when you say your prayers, I ask that you send them out to the world because they're literally right there with us as we're moving through this experience. So I do work with some cards. I do not read as a tarot reader, but I did pull up and ask for the masters to show me a card for you today. And it's, let me show it to you first. Never alone. No matter where you are, no matter what's happening, you must always know you're never alone. So let me read it to you. My bond with God and the angels is a flame that illuminates my heart. Regardless of the darkness around me, this bond is the foundation of my inner strength. It allows me to go on, having faith that all things will fall into divine order for my greatest benefit. I ask the universe for guidance, knowing I will always receive its help and protection. To that today the sun will rise and shine for me, for I'm never alone. So I wanted to start out today with that because we're going to work on stress and overwhelm today. Whether it's in your life or in our country's life, however you want to use it, and it can be used in many ways for many things. It's a technique, a couple of them I'm going to give you, that you can begin to have as your energy hygiene to help you keep your energy field, your chakras, your thought process, which is connected to your third chakra, much clearer and able to function in yet a different way in your world. I did get a teacher for this, and it is the Tibetan. That's what I call him. He helped me create the school I work and do. He's known as Dwakol. And I'm going to read you what his message is to you today. Dharma unfolding. Remember that you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. And that's just very powerful. One step at a time to happiness. Because everybody always seems to want to be more than they are without the acceptance of who they be. And if you could, you would move much quicker. So the advanced class for me is called Step by Step. Maybe you can understand why. So each of you can begin to call DK in, Tibetan, whatever works for you, and he'll begin to help you with your soul life. He is a soul teacher. So I have a couple techniques here, and we might as well go to the one that's a DK technique. And we're going to learn the soul mantra. So if you have that pencil out with your paper, you can write it down. It's very simple. But when you are grounded and you put your hands up to the heavens always, whomever you're talking to, that's a high master energy. And we will say, I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. Now, for this technique, there's one change. The last ending phrase will be, I am cleansing design. Because we're going to call in light from the great central sun. When you work with the masters, the I am, you call out to the great central sun, which is not the sun we see from the earth. You go behind Sirius to find it, but it's where Mother and God reside. So we're going to call out to the great central sun to bring in God's 14th ray. 14th ray at this time in God's energy is the highest energy you can work with. It is crystal clear. It's going to become the diamond energy, depending on where you are and what your work is. But for now, we're going to bring that in, and we're going to see a large golden disc above our head that will form, and allow it to spin around and around. Here, I have an image for you, like such. And we're going to ask it to clear, because as you've been stressed or overwhelmed, I know my aura is flashing, I'm sorry. As you let your mind go to places where are worry or upsetness, first it'll start to be a dark cloud, thin, like a fog. But the longer you leave it, the more thickness and gumminess it gets. So this technique, by calling for the mantra, I am the soul, I am the light divine, I am love, I am will, I am cleansing design, and we call forth heaven's light, 14th ray, creating a disc, and begin to let that disc move through the whirl of your entire field. Now, sometimes you might find it gets stuck somewhere, and we say, we bless you and release you. We want nothing attached to our field that doesn't belong there. And we want it to support us in taking away all negative thoughts. The stress, the overwhelm that you're feeling is coming from what isn't you. It's what's being created out of your fear. So let's let that move. I feel it around the neck area. Let's all do it together. Down around the arms. The disc is getting wider. Bless you and release you. Attached to the light. Go to the light. As it goes down over the hips. Good. Down over the knees. Knees are very movable and are about moving forward. So there could be a lot here connected to the knees. So give it a moment. If you're not one that cannot yet be aware, just give it to it. The ankles, the same. As it moves now down toward the ankles, let it move around and around. And then it keeps getting faster, and it's just going to go off your feet down into Mother's light. Now let's take a minute and feel. Can you feel a difference? Do you feel freer, lighter, clearer thinking? And if the answer is no, then we'll do it again. It's nothing that says you can only do this once. So again, I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. And we call to the great central sun, bringing the 14th ray of light, creating a beautiful golden disc up above our head, and begin to let it move through our entire energy of the soul, from your head to your feet. It may accelerate the clearer you get. Over the heart, I feel here heaviness. Let it go. That does not define you. It does not belong to you. I release, I let go. I release, I let go. Let it move down over your hips. You're doing well. Down over those knees. Yeah. Down and around the feet. And let it move into the earth. So, that must have made a difference for a lot of you. And if there's someone who still feels it hasn't, just keep continuing it. You can do it sitting up, lying down, as long as you keep it moving circularly, clockwise through the body. So if you have questions, comment page, discussion page, and I'll get back to you. So that's the beginning of a number of technique gifts here I'm going to give you. Now, secondly, this gift was brought to me when I was in class one day, and someone walked in, and as she was talking, we all became very aware that she mimicked her husband. And since they were 17, she hadn't known much of anything else but about him. So yes, we're working on stress, but can you imagine when you're attempting to be someone else, how stressful that can be? But today, let's focus on stress for you. Whether it's a stress in your life, stress of where America is in this time. And I want you to imagine you're in a huge black bag, like a garbage bag. We're going to put all that stress, all those distorted thoughts, all those painful feelings into that black bag, okay? So now we're going to unzip it, and I want you to just bust your arms through it and step out and let the angels take that old bag. I'm going to do it again. Zip it down and step out. Let that go. Then we're going to do it again. Step it down, step out, and let it go. This is wonderful. Take a minute. It may not be done yet, but can you feel the difference? This is very good for when you're fatigued, and have it move the fatigue out of your body. All things. Today, we're using it towards your stress. Unzip, step out, and let it go. I find that usually 10 times, but that day that it came to me, that lady walked around the room in front of everybody, because every time she let go, she felt herself. 20 times. And the next time she came back in our class, she had her own hairdo, dressed like she wanted to dress. It was a total shift. So this is about your belief. What do you really believe? Do you believe in light? Do you believe in energy? Well, I happen to. So miracles can happen. And this is a time of miracles this year. You're going to begin to see that action coming up, hopefully, shortly. So let this technique become a part of life for you. Unzip the bag, step out, let it go, but don't forget to put what needs to be let go in it first. You see? An empty bag won't do anything for you. So let's go to a different word. I don't believe you're just stressed. I believe there's overwhelm. It's all been too much. And if you've become one of those people that can't stop watching the TV, take a breath. It's all going to be okay. No matter what, there's a lesson going on for a lot of people. We're all being a part of it because the call, remember, was for us to wake up. Some people, it's harder than others. This is a hard lesson, but your lesson may be to really hold to your faith. And in that, with the message of, you're never alone, and DK wanting you to touch deeper into your soul and who you've been through lifetimes, may be the support you're really asking for as you choose to discover, release the bag, who's underneath. Unzip it, step out. Does it sound too simple? Then we need to have a talk about energy. E equals MC squared is mother light. It's the capacity to move light into darkness and move darkness into matter. Both of which everyone who hears me knows how to do. You've just forgotten. So you have the ability to take whatever negative thought, negative pattern that you've built within yourself, to release it, transform it, and let it go. How long that takes, that's going to be up to you. How seriously you take it, that's going to be up to you, because nothing will happen unless you're willing. It's the big catch word. Excuse me. I had someone the other day who wanted me to help them, tell them what to do. But every time she spoke, it was, well, no, I believe this way. Can you hear it? She was unwilling to change her perception of how it was. No healing can happen in that. You must be willing to surrender to it, to let yourself raise to a higher consciousness where you'll experience the I do, or other people who've been taught will raise you up so that you can have a different perception of what really is going on. And it usually has nothing to do with where you begin. Fascinating, fascinating thing healing is. I've learned it over the last 31 years. I would never have thought that in the beginning. And here we are. I'm a new person. I'm totally different. There wasn't anything wrong with who I was, but she wasn't in the capacity to really experience herself until I let the light touch myself and kept letting it move and kept undoing and learning, not only becoming aware of what it was, but why it was. And it brought me to choice. This word today is probably really important in our world. Having choice. And then people not being happy with their choices. So you want to be aware, if it's time for you to make a choice, you want to sit and go in your heart, maybe call in DK. Well, let me ask for one more person that you can call in to help you decide who a master can be for you that will easily come and help guide you. Any doubt? Mother Mary. How about that? Yeah, I know. It's the old crybaby. It makes me cry because she's just so beautiful. Actually, when I first began, and people used to think I was Mary, they saw the blue veil around me. But this is Mary. Let me see what her message is for you. Love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Remember what I just told you about that young woman? She didn't want anything but being right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. When you can surrender and choose other options, you've opened the door of your heart to let light in. In the control, that's the word we know it as today. When you're in control, nothing happens. But a part of you feels satisfied because it's what you want, but that person, whoever it is, doesn't really know what you want. You created control to try to make hurt not happen. Can you hear that? You turn to being in control because you're afraid hurt will happen again. But the truth is, as you would look at it and understand the control, being hurt isn't possible. No one can hurt you unless you're drawing it to you. You are the one in charge. So you can keep people away and have them not like you because you are I'll say the word, control freak. Or you can begin to relax and accept who you are and choose peace. And the only judger in the room is you. The only criticizer in the room is you. And when you learn to stop having that be your partner and let the light and happiness of who you are exist, life will change. So, we've learned a couple things today, I hope. We've learned this technique, you'll have it with you forever. Undo, step out, become renewed. Some people may need to do it 100 times. I don't know. Only you know. you'll feel the difference. Feel the difference. The other technique was from Master DK. He wants to come into your life and help you if you're willing. If you've ever read any of his work by Alice Bailey, he writes letters to the students. I'll show you what one of his books look like. You'll be able to tell mine are well worn. A little bit of studying, you think? The discipleship. And he writes letters and gives you meditations to study by. That really isn't what I do in the school, because in my school, he's helped us go about learning other things similar to what I've shown you today. Call in that disk from the great central sun. I am the soul. That's saying that you are the soul you are. I am light. I am love. I am will. I am cleansing design. For that technique, usually it says fixed design. So if you're coming here to my channel, we're going to grow, or you'll choose not to. But remember, that is what choice is all about. God has brought me here to help you grow, to help you discover who you really are, and to allow your light. You can see my light's kind of going crazy here. To let your light. Now I want to share my teacher with you today. I teach his techniques for meditation, Master Babaji. When I was in Thailand and meditating for a long time, we did every day, all day long. He appeared in my room to me. He doesn't do it quite often. But since then, he's been, they say, like a father to me. So Babaji wants you all to know, call his name 3 times from a heart space, and he will come help you. He speaks in the whisper of the wind. So he also is willing to become more into your life. Isn't he beautiful? He's over 2,500 years old. He was asked to stay here and live forever, while Christ was asked to ascend, to teach us that both ways are possible. So he became this way at about 19. Tap into his energy, and you will find it's a sailing ship. So, questions? Again, write them on contact or comments and discussion. Anything else anybody might want, please tell me now. All right, I'm going to pull one more angel card. How's that? We're going to let the angels have voice. These are my favorite cards. I will show you who they're by. Rodley Valentine. They are tarot cards, but I let them speak as they're meant to me. Not that tarot people don't. It's just different. So I'm going to ask for one card to be the message for you today. Who knows who's coming, knows who will be seeing it, and give them voice. The Ace of Air. Now, isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful horse. Actually, it's a unicorn. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations are coming to you. Seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging new beginning. What if we could all see every day as a new beginning and to see truth? We'll talk about truth probably more than you'll like to. Most of you are probably beings of truth, and yet aren't sure what that frequency is, the tone of it is, know it when you hear it. Well, we're going to overcome that. as we grow and we clear out and we discover the frequency of ourselves and allow it all to begin to speak and to receive so much, we will know. So let's remember today. I have more videos to do. Remember, subscribe, thumbs up, and best wishings to all of you. Many blessings.